All right, sisters, I am back. And you would not believe, but we broke the internet down. Starlink, all of a sudden, right in the middle of this transmission, Starlink is having a worldwide outage, which is unbelievable. So do not underestimate the power of the words you speak. And in moments like this, where your mind plans out perfectly what needs to happen and what wants to happen, and it doesn't happen, right? An outage happen, internet doesn't work. um, it is it it really means that there is a power beyond my mind that is at play here. So let's just honor whatever that power is. Let's acknowledge that there is a bigger purpose we are serving through this life, and there is a lot of strength, a lot of power in our words. So let's honor that power we hold in ourselves that made us, our internet, lose power. So we were really talking about this research done in 2018, that women often face double binds where assertiveness may be perceived as aggression and warmth and as weakness. And what this really is, that there is a lot of judgment out there in our society around how women show up. And women naturally show up, right? We naturally show up in our empathy and our compassion because this is one of the skills that we have. This is one of our qualities that we bring to the world. And if we are perceived as a weak person, a weak gender in our natural compassion and empathy, it is likely that women are gonna get mad, and they're gonna start showing up more assertive to really come to the par with our male counterparts. And if we do that, right, we are perceived as aggressive. I have, in my corporate career, I have heard a lot of B words being kind of put out and women judged when they really step into their power in a masculine way. But there's something even more damaging that happens internally when we try to be aggressive, try to match the standards of our male counterparts, our male leaders. Somehow we lose ourselves, and somehow that loss is again manifests as a burnout. It manifests as stress. And it is important that we stay true to ourselves. And in the process of being true to ourselves, it almost like the process is really to create immunity from these societal judgments. So that is what I want to share with you. There's another research. There is another research which is around the importance of setting goals. And one of our feminine gifts is to really be in a moment. And somehow that beingness doesn't always align with the focusedness of our goals. And it doesn't mean that we cannot be leaders, right? We can be leaders, and this is just a thing to really work on and incorporate in your leadership plan, is to create these rooms and spaces where you periodically come back to setting these goals, setting these clear visions for your personal and professional life. Because when you have these goals set up, and it's not that you have to do anything special about those goals. I mean, having a plan, step-by-step plan, is always so helpful. But it is really the importance of knowing where you're going so that you can be present in the same direction, with the same trajectory where you want to go in your career, in your professional and personal life. So those are the research. that I want to share with you, and that really set the context of why we're having this conversation. And this is a very important conversation. We blew the internet up talking about feminine leadership. And if you are joining, if you are watching this part 2, please make sure you check part 1, where I have been setting a lot of this context. And once again, if you are here live, just drop me an emoji, say I'm here, say hello, so I can welcome you in this live, take your questions. And if you are watching a replay, let me know. Put replay. And this way I know that you have watched this after the fact. And I would love to hear from you how this live, this conversation resonate with you. If you are new to the world, new to my world, let me know that too. Hey, I am new. If you do not know me or my work, let me know. I'm happy to reach out to you, introduce myself, get to know you better. And this way we really create this beautiful, intimate circle tribe for women where everybody knows each other, heart to heart, belly to belly, human to human. And yeah, today is a really important day. I'm actually launching my work, my new body of work, which is called Wild Feminine Leadership. I'm launching that through this webinar, and there will be a couple more events leading up to the program, but I have a program starting in late October where I am taking only 10 women on a journey of this deeper connection, this journey of where they really hone in their feminine leadership. It's done not at a mental level, it is done more inside out. There's a change that is created from inside out. I will teach women how to step into their leadership in a way that they can show up as confident leaders, as honest, authentic, empathic leaders, and get the promotions, get the new jobs, get whatever the heck you want to get in your life. And that is really an invitation for you. If you want to hear more about that work, let me know. Please, again, drop a comment. I will share more details. And I'm just excited. I'm just excited for what unfolds. And it is very exciting for me at a personal level because I think I shared a little bit about this in my first part of this live. I'll share this again. I spent a lot of time in the corporate world, about 15 years, and 15 or maybe more. And I really lived the life of a person who had all the degrees, all the brains, brilliance, intelligence, creativity. I had all the credentials, right? All the big names, degrees from big schools under my name. I had a lot of good happening for me. At the same time, I never thought I had my voice. I never thought I had my agency where I know what I need to say, where I know what my truth is, right? I felt like I never had, and I had like in moments, right? I remember I was getting promoted and there was that moment where I was seen, but it was seen for reasons for which others wanted me to see. And you see the difference, the subtle difference between that. There is a reason why you want to be seen, and that is in your strength, in your gift, in your talent, right? In your voice, in your this very internal agency, this authority, this like clear vision of who you are and what your message is and what you want to say in meetings, in different projects that you lead. And when you are seen, sometimes you may not be seen for those reasons. Sometimes you are seen because you say what other people want to hear. You see where I'm going with that? And that approach will get you seen, but it will also lead you on the path of burnout very quickly because it is stressful. You know, energetically, we can't fool energy. Energetically, we can't people please our way up, but our bodies know. Our bodies know that we are meant for our greatness in this lifetime. And when we let go of this habit of people pleasing or meeting expectations, we step away from that stress and we really start to tap into who we are. Who are we? What is our talent? What is our gift? What is our strength? What is our message? What do we stand for? What's our stake in the ground? What's our agreement with these organizations? How do we help them towards more success, towards serving more customers, right? And when a woman is clear about all that, she is recognized in a very effortless way because this is part of who she is in every aspect of life. It's part, her work is part of what she stands for. Her job is not this like draining system, right? Where she's stressed and depleted. It fuels her and she gets excited to wake up, to go to work. Why? Because she feels fulfilled in that pursuit, right? And that is really a job like that becomes a source of her highest excitement. And that is a vision I am holding for you all and myself included. And, you know, I'm lucky to live this vision now. It took me a decade of healing work, and I do not want you to spend a decade trying to get all the answers. And that is really why I am curating and launching this body of work called Wild Feminine Leadership, where we are going to do this together while feeling supported and genuinely loved and seen and recognized and heard in a beautiful, intimate group. So, coming back to leadership, um, we established so far that women are different, right? Our biology is different. Our brain is different. It functions differently. What the parts of the brain we use to process information, to really create perception, right? To take that sensory input and create a perception to really make sense of what we are perceiving in the world is different. The way our mind works is different. The way we find solutions is different. The way we set our visions is different. The way we plan things out is different. And the way our belly works is different. Our belly is the portal of birth. The way we feel things in our belly is different. We are feelers in the world, right? We're not always so logical and rational beings. Yes, we may be overusing our logic and rationality and that analytical mind to try to survive in our organizations because that is what gets rewarded. But that is all simply a path of more depletion and a path of more drainage because that creates stress, because that is not who we are. And we do that, and sometimes we get disconnected with our own happiness, our own joy, our own fulfillment. So it is so important to really honor ourselves in a way that our body is built to, that is gentle on our body. And that is why we're talking about feminine leadership. The secret of success of feminine leaders are quite a few, but I'm going to really focus on I'm going to focus on 3. How's that? So I noticed this when I was in my corporate job. I noticed all of this in my life, working with clients, and all that comes up. Women who are showing up as confident beings that believe in themselves attract success much faster. And I am not talking about confidence in a very overt, assertive way, right? That means someone who is not expressing their self-doubt openly, or hiding the doubt, or hiding this imposter. I'm talking about a woman who can be self-assured, right? And there's a very specific way women show up as self-assured. Women show up as self-assured when there are no holes in their heart, right? When they feel this wholeness in themselves. And this is very nuanced approach to confidence, because when we have holes in our heart, when we are burning from something, when we are processing deep, heavy emotions of a heartbreak or a loss that happened, or disconnect with our families, disconnect with our partners intimately, we seek love in wrong places. We seek attention and recognition in wrong places. And in that effort, we somehow, in a very subtle way, in a very automatic way, we become people pleasers, or people who fulfill expectations of other people. And that means a woman who is not feeling the self-assured, who's coming from a place of a lot of holes and a lot of bleeding, right? This energetic and emotional bleeding, will have a hard time being recognized, will have a hard time feeling like she can't express herself, her truth, will have a hard time standing in her truth and speaking up about her truth, what she truly believes in. And that sometimes prevents women from getting promoted. It prevents women from really being recognized. And if I be honest with you, I will tell you that this is most of the women in the world. There is no woman on the planet that doesn't feel emotions, that doesn't feel the hurt, that doesn't feel the pain. This is part of our nature, to be able to feel it all, to be able to express it all. And it is, I'm not saying here that we stop feeling, right? I'm not saying here that we stop feeling, but what I'm saying here is that to make space so that these feelings are honored. You see the difference, the nuance there? We want to be able to create safe spaces for us where we can feel. We can feel all our emotions. We can process all our emotions. The space is held for us, and we get to bring these emotions to completion, and we get to move on. We get to really move on from that. And if these emotions are not honored, and if their space is not held, the space is not created, there's no pause in our life, we get burned out super fast. And energetically, these bleeding points are just all over our energy field. They're all over, they show up on our face. And vibration, how we show up, is not something we can fake. We can't fake that. We really can't. It's something that everybody sees about us. And it is important that we take care of ourselves to that degree. So that's number one thing that I want to share with you. And so confidence and self-belief, believing in yourself, is number one. Second secret of success for women leaders is really in their strength of creating relationships. Creating relationships that are meaningful, that kind of bring together like-minded people, where they enjoy each other's company is a huge asset to have. It's a pretty solid skill set to have. Now, a lot of the masculine leadership is really about very direct, assertive communication style, right? And it's a very checklist type relationship building, task oriented, transactional. And do not get me wrong, I was that person who didn't really invest time in her relationship before in her corporate job. It took me years and years to learn the art of authentic relationships where you can be honest with people, you can really allow yourself to resonate with people, to have conversations beyond the tasks and the projects, and really invest yourself as partners who support each other. And for women, because we're so empathic and we are so compassionate, the relationship part comes naturally to us. So what that means is we are really good at leading teams, and we are really good at being part of someone else's team. And I want you to think about your manager a level or two above, to be able to see, if we can really step out of this, like, do they like me, do they not like me, do they respect me, do they not respect me? When we start genuinely building relationship, genuinely taking interest in other people, and genuinely figuring out how we can serve them, how we can support them, and how they can support us, and start asking for it, golden. This is our pot of gold right here. Pot of gold. This is a skill that we naturally have as women leaders. And now, if you think about it, this is really what can help you get promoted. This ability to ask, this to be able to ask, this ability to communicate what you need, understand what they need. And this is the way you create very win-win relationship, where there's no one person on pedestal, everybody's equal, and everybody kind of wins together. And a team that is vested, is like so deeply vested in each other's growth and success, is the winning team. And if you can lead that winning team, or you can else you're higher up, huge. That is huge. Huge. The third aspect of the third secret of success for women leader is really about focus. Focus on your strength. And I noticed that women who are successful, who are really stepping into their like personal leadership, creating that agency, speaking their truth, right? Doing their thing, breaking down these barriers and ceilings, right? These are the women who are not trying to be good at everything. They know what their natural strength is, and they're good at that one thing. And they keep talking about that one thing, that one thing, that one thing, that one thing. And they talk about that one thing again and again and again and again and again and again. And this one thing is not your degree major. This is not, the Java skill you have, the coding skill you have. This is not anything else. This is not anything on the paper. You see where I'm going with that? This is not anything on the paper that someone can certify you on. This is how internally how your mind works. Like, for example, there's a employee I was trying to hire, and there's a lot on her resume, what she's good at. And as I'm like scanning through her work and her like samples and portfolio that she shared with me, what I'm getting is that she is someone who can be grounded in challenging situation. And she can be neutral and she can hold very neutral space for others. And she's really good at taking very abstract ideas and taking them out, creating more tactical plans out of that. That is her skill. Again, I don't care what degrees she have. I don't care how much money she wants to be paid, right? I don't care a lot about the surface level stuff, right? When she's in front of me, like I want her on my team because that is not a skill I have. And what we want to do is to be clear to that degree in ourselves. What is my gift to share? Which aspect of my work do I really shine in? And I want to know that super clean, super clear. I want to keep that vision in front and center of my awareness every single day. I want to be able to talk about that every single day. I want to be able to bring that to my projects every single day. I want to be able to put this out there every single day. Talk about it, do it, right? Every meeting I go, I want to bring that one thing. I don't want to do 50 things. I don't want to do not want to be known for 50 things. I just want to do that one thing right. Damn right, because it's easy for me to do. I am built internally that way. And I know when I do this, it's effortless for me. I do not have to sweat it. I do not have to fit in any other boxes. This is one way I get to lead people around me in deeper clarity. When they come to me with abstract ideas, I hold space and I take these abstract ideas, ask them 5 good questions that can help them be clear, and I take the responses they give me and then I write down these tactical plans. That is all I'm going to do. And you see, if I'm clear about that, and if I keep demonstrating that skill, and I keep communicating and honing in on this to my team and my managers and people around me, I'm going to get noticed so fast, right? There's no barrier to being recognized here because I'm so clear. And that is a challenge with most of us out there. We do not have this level of clarity. And to develop this level of confidence where we fill all these holes and come to the state of wholeness, right? Where we step into the self-assuredness, this deeper confidence, this deeper I have it all, right? This deeper level of clarity of what my strengths are, this deeper level of relationship building. What do you think we have? The recipe for success, the recipe for success, the master recipe for success. And I will tell you one thing, you're gonna do it all in your very unique, special ways versus the woman next door. Even though you are honing on these 3 things, this is more of a process, right? Your recipe is going to look very unique to you versus my recipe looks very unique to me. What I'm good at is going to be different. And when we just simply show up, be clear, and do what we are good at naturally, we're the winners here. We are recognized because we shine in these moments, because these moments are effortless. We chill, we relax, and we just do our thing. And when we are just so chilled, relaxed, and doing our thing and having fun doing it, we shine. Energetically, we beam and we are recognized. People can't help but recognize us. People can't help recognize us when we are vibrating so brightly in our essence. Isn't that so awesome? I'm just loving these words. I'm just loving how I feel saying these words. And I hope you are loving them as much as I am as well. Yeah. All right. I just want to take a moment to wrap up. Let me know how this part one, part two live resonated with you. Again, drop me in the comments. Let me know if any question comes up when you hear this transmission. And I want to just put an invitation out there. Wild feminine leadership. Wild feminine leadership, if this feels like your time to really deepen your sense of leadership, expand your wings, and really to step into that greater confidence, clarity, communicate yourself in these relationships, let me know. Let me know. I got a couple more events coming up where I can take you on a deeper journey. And we have a program starting end of October. And I would love for you to have a conversation with me, see if we are fit to work together. And this invitation is open for everyone, but eventually in the program, I am committed to taking 10 women and would love to see you explore this with me and see if this could be the next logical step in your journey of deepening your impact, expanding your income, really stepping into that deeper creativity in your life. And if that is you, let's chat. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Sending you lots of love.